What's up, guys? This is Showtime here. I'm coming in with the requested OBS settings that I had one of my viewers actually asked me yesterday when I was streaming, because I know how it is to actually start streaming. So I know a lot of people always start streaming and they have that problems of getting their stuff together through trial and error. And this is basically my settings. So if it doesn't work out for you, just keep messing around. Most of the time it's usually just the audio, but if it's video and quality and your gameplay, most likely it's stuff you have to fit around, because these are settings based on my experience and messing around and my computer. Everybody's results gonna be different, so let's get into it. Don't get mad if it doesn't work, but you could basically go based off this. So let's start off with the encoding, because with general doesn't change none in that. My coding is I use X264. I tried NVIDIA NVENC and I tried QuickSync before. It does not work. I get better quality with the X264, and most of the streamers will probably have the same encoder. I use CBR because since I stream on Twitch, I need to use CBR. If not, I cannot stream. Quality balance, I always leave it at 10 because I want to give the best quality as I can, but most will tone it down to around 8 is usually good. I haven't seen many people actually go under that. And remember, this is just my settings for my stuff. I use custom buffer size, max bit rate. I always try to keep it at 2900, 2800, since I do have the upload speed to support all of this, because I use 80 megabytes, and at the time that I'm actually streaming, there's nobody else up and there's only any other device connected at the time running, and I never have any problems with it. I always have the green light at the bottom where you see the frames per second, and you see it's going around jumping from 2600 to 33, but I might actually change that to like 32 and 33, and then it will change. I always try to keep it around there, even though it will bounce out at 3600, but I never had a problem getting with Twitch or anything like that. But usually the higher the max bit rate and buffer size around there, the better the quality. And I found this out was I was actually watching a Sid stream, and there goes my alarm. I have to freaking give me a second to cut that shit out. Alright, we got that shit settled down. Lola. Like I was saying, I actually saw this on Sid's stream, and before she got partnered, she was running it, I think, at 2000. I don't know if it was 1500 or 2000 kilobytes per second as her bit rate. And when she got partnered and she was playing with another streamer, he told her just bump that shit up to 3500, and her quality skyrocketed. It was way better. So max bit rate for non-partner streamers is usually 3400. Once you get partner, it's 3500 or 4000 or 4500. I don't know yet, but usually for 720p, a good one will be around for good quality, in my opinion, will be around 2400, 2600, around that spectrum for the 720. I do not stream on 1080p 30 frames per second because it just doesn't work for me that well. Audio encoding, I keep it at AAC at format 48 kilohertz or 48,000 hertz, whichever. Bit rate 128, channel stereo. I tried 96, but it wasn't actually working that well. Then from my point, people were saying that my audio was kind of shitty, so I bumped it to 228. And so far, I haven't had no problems with it. Broadcast setting. This is my Twitch, my server from the East Coast, because I'm about a couple minutes away from New York, so I use that. Video, since I have NVIDIA GeForce GTX 690, which is working well, but I will be upgrading to 980 once I rebuild my computer. Now rebuild my computer, basically make a whole new stream computer and take some of the settings from here and move it on to the other one and start off from there. And there goes my phone. All people on Twitch just twitching away. Twitch. Downscaling, I have none because I left that at 1280, 720. Usually is a good way to start. And I use 60 frames per second just because I play a lot of Call of Duty and there's fast actions to it, so I really want it to be smooth. 30 frames per second is it's okay, but I'd rather, if my PC can handle 60 frames per second at 720p, I would rather do that instead of doing 1080 and 30 frames per second. And at the same time, that doesn't take that much bandwidth compared to 1080p, which sends a lot of information and it takes a shitload of bandwidth. So I just use 720 with 60 frames per second. I disable arrow because I'm running Windows 7. My audio, I leave it at default. I'm using the digital audio interface, the Line 6 UN2, because I'm using a Audio Technica 2035 XLR. That's how my voice sounds a little bit deeper and better quality, and so far this is what everybody been saying, that it does sound a lot better, and I mean better. Like, I really enjoy the mic, and it's clear, it's crisp, it's not raspy like it was with my Blue Yeti. It was a good mic for the beginning, but it was just way too powerful, and it picks up my computer fans and the background noise. And now you hardly could hear. I know there's probably a little bit background noise, but it's just a little bit more or less of it. Unless it's like super loud, like my phone beeping away still. There it goes again. Desktop audio and mic audio, I keep it both at 2. I tried 1, but the audio will be so low that sometimes even on my phone I have to slide the volume all the way up to hear people. And this is something that I hope they do figure out, that if you could bump the audio to at least 2 and see how that works, like watch your past broadcast, and if you have to slide your volume button all the way to the right and just to hear you clearly, bump it to 2 so that way it doubles it, and then you can actually hear yourself more when you slide the volume up and check your past broadcast. I have an audio mic sync off of 750 milliseconds just because I'll get right into that after I finish the rest. Hotkeys, I do not have. Advanced settings, this is something I took off of the internet, and it's been working well for me so far because it keeps my everything synced. I will explain now. Priority class at high, scene buffering time at 2000, and then supposedly, I don't know, X CPU preset is, I leave it at very fast. It works well for me. I done faster and medium, but even at medium it takes a lot of my CPU when I have an iCore 7. So I left it at very fast, and so far quality been great. I mean, crispy. So I just leave it at very fast. I do not touch this as much. If I had like a very much more powerful CPU and RAMs and all that good stuff, then I will probably go with faster, but then after that I won't go anymore. On your CFR, the audio, this right here is 1500. This will basically lag the audio coming from my desktop, so that way it could be Skype, it could be Discord. It will not get off sync from the gameplay, because since I did a 2000 milliseconds buffering from what the guy said. That this is basically just putting a delay, and everybody could hear. Basically, it delays everything. It delays the scene buffering for Elgato, and then 1500 for the voice, so it could be synced with and keep up with the computer and everything else. I don't know, it's just some crazy shit I found online, and it works so far. You could try this and see if it works for you. Quick sync encoder, nothing. Browser, nothing. Microphone, this is where I keep it all. I don't touch this as much, and this works so far for me. So okay, and there we go. We leave that right there, and then I know I have my webcam properties. I leave it like I was saying. I have my audio desynced at 750, and same thing with my webcam, so it keeps it in sync. Because from what I found out was me making everything delayed a little bit so it could get in sync with the gameplay of the Elgato. But every single time I die, I will my reaction and then die. That's how it was in the game. So I basically put close to a second, but 3/4 of a second, so that when I die, then my reaction comes. And then there we go, and it works. I have no problem, no nothing. I don't know why my Logitech it should not be at 30 frames per second. It should actually be at 60 frames per second because it actually can handle it. I don't know why I did that shit. So I put that okay. Let me see if it actually didn't change. Okay, there we go. 60 frames per second. That's good enough. So that's my video. And yeah, it took about a good 12 seconds to make it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, leave it down at the little comment bar. And if you like my videos and you need any more tips on streaming, or you have any issues, just drop more comments. I want to hear what you guys think. What's your guys' opinions? What's your guys' troubles? I don't know how, but I became like some sort of how to Twitch, and my quality speaks for itself through the trials and errors. It hopes it works. And another tip that I'm gonna tell you guys: when you're streaming, try to make your layouts as simple as you can. Do not try to clutter it and make a lot of shit run through the OBS, especially if your computer is not that powerful, because every single thing that you have to try to process through that CPU, it will sometimes start lagging. You will start getting dropped frames. I wouldn't worry about the dropped frames that much at the bottom, because the most I ever had was a 0.006. It didn't even hit 1%. I dropped like 450 frames. It wasn't that bad. It was just a one time. It was probably because I was streaming for a while. And as long as that little green status bar is green, you're fine. Once it starts going to yellow and red, that's where shit hits the fan, or you get high CPU usage. When that happens, then you really have to turn down your OBS settings on your X262 encoder and try to find out what's actually eating your CPU. But try to keep your layouts as simple as you can. Don't try to over clutter it with like top donator, all this and that. Try to keep it simple. Try to keep it the less motion that your screen has to do, the more it will have for your webcam and your gameplay. So it's showtime. I'm out. I'm gonna make this up because now my dog is eating my foam stick that I got from TwitchCon, and I'm about to kick her ass. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Love you guys.